So part two, how to ignite your soul mission. So I talked about passion. And when we speak about passion, we talk about the heart's desire. And the heart is a function of your soul. Your soul signals to your heart what it is that you yearn for, what your soul yearns for. And therefore, it's very important to listen to what your heart is saying about your soul mission, what you're passionate about, and how you want to go for it. So I'm going to do a mini card reading for the collective about how the full moon lunar eclipse in Leo takes us forward for the next 6 months in terms of our soul mission. Now remember, lunar eclipses, they have an effect for a good 6 months. So this energy will continue forward. So on the free Facebook Live, I picked 2 cards and I've brought them here again. The first card is Spiritual Service, and the second card is the third ray of Creative Intelligence. So these cards come from the Lightworkers Oracle deck, which is by Alana Fairchild. Amazing cards, I highly recommend them. So let's kick off this reading for the collective. What does the collective need to know about their soul mission for the next 6 months? So firstly, we picked the card of Spiritual Service. So this is very much about focusing on how you can be of service to others. So really getting clear what you're passionate about, what you could offer to people all day long, and you just could keep doing it no matter what. You love this. So this is about focusing on how you can be of service, rather than what a lot of us do is chasing the money. Actually, when you chase your passion, you'll find people will align to you, will be more attracted to you energetically, because you're truly coming from a place of service rather than chasing the money. And believe me, people will feel that. So when you are on your soul mission purpose, everything will align. The universe will align to help you to offer your service to people. So the second card was the third ray of Creative Intelligence. Now this is about bringing creativity and practicality together. So this is about harnessing the creativity of the Leo energy, the playfulness, with very good practicality in terms of your soul mission. So this means getting more organized in day-to-day life, being focused, making plans on what you're going to offer to people, how you're going to deliver your service, all these kinds of considerations. Because it's for starseeds, it's very easy for us to get distracted being up in the higher echelons of light, to be distracted away from earthly day-to-day practical things that we need to embody in order to manifest our vision. So this is very much about practical application of your creativity into day-to-day life, so you can be of service to others. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about your primary and your secondary soul mission. What is that, and why is it important? The two are interlinked, and why is that important? So I mentioned earlier that your heart's desire is fueled by what your soul wants you to embody and manifest right here, right now. So I've mentioned that actually you have 2 soul missions. You have a primary soul mission and you have a secondary soul mission. So what are they? Your primary soul mission is actually your service to self. Now, before you start poo-pooing service to self as being something selfish, may I remind you that actually when you serve yourself, you serve everybody, because we are all connected. And also it's very important to make sure that you serve yourself so that you're in a position to be able to serve others. In practical terms, what do I mean? If, for example, your day-to-day living is chaotic, unfocused and unorganized, how is that going to impact your ability to serve others? In a really big way. It's not going to happen. So your primary soul mission will involve also making sure that you get your energy completely aligned and clear for your soul mission, and learning any soul lessons that you need to learn in order to fulfill your soul mission, your secondary soul mission. I'm going to give you an example. So one of the soul lessons I've needed to learn in this lifetime is the lesson of forgiveness. So I really needed to forgive the people in my life who have hurt me, in order to let go of my attachment to those people, those situations, in order to move forward in my life. And that is a big part of my soul journey, especially because I'm a double Leo myself, and being in the heart, staying in unconditional love is my number one priority at all times. So having worked on forgiveness and continuing to work, it's ever expanding experience, this has allowed me to step forward into my soul mission. If I'd held on to all the resentments I'd had about people, this would definitely block me in my ability to do soul mission, this particular business. So that links nicely on to your secondary soul mission. Your secondary soul mission is service to others. The card that we had earlier, yeah? Service to others is how can we best help others to become aligned to where they want to go in life, help to uplift this planet and create a new world. So an example of this secondary soul mission might be you want to be a nutritionist and you want to get people healthy again. So that would be your service to others. So very important to make sure your primary soul mission, your service to self, is resolved and fully aligned so you can deliver your nutritional services. So for this, I've created the soul mission alignment method to help you get in line to your secondary mission. And I'm going to share one technique from that method. I'm not going to share all of them because you can watch them in a webinar that I've done outlining all the steps. But tonight I'm going to share one technique. So here's my technique on how to ignite your soul mission. And it is all about centering and focusing on the heart. And it's in 3 steps. So why do we want to ignite our soul mission? Because igniting our soul mission creates passion, which propels you forward, rather than motivation. And the difference between the two, from my perspective, is passion really drives you forward, magnetically pulls you along, whereas motivation is something that you try to psych yourself into doing something that you're really not that interested in. So that's where I talk about igniting your soul mission from the heart. So here are the 3 steps on how to do this, and I recommend you do this on a daily basis. And the reason for this is this will help you to get very focused on what is your main priority every single day. And it will set you up nicely for the rest of the day, so all your activities are geared around fulfilling one of those purposes, your primary or your secondary soul mission. So here are the 3 steps. So the first step is getting clear on what you love. And this is about focusing in your heart. What is it that you could just do forever and ever, every day, and you just enjoy it and love it? Now, many people get confused with this step because they kind of think ahead or jump forward into the future and get into a state of fear. So they may say, oh gosh, I'd really love to start this environmental project, but actually I'm scared I can't do it. So that's confusing 2 things. It's confusing your heart's desire with whether you believe you can do it. And this is why it's very clear to become aware of a lot of the matrix programming that is out there, designed to keep you inert, out of action, and in a state of fear and doubt. So we want to separate that out and focus on your heart's desire. So the key is not to give into the fear, but to keep refocusing on the heart and what you are passionate about. So the second step is to get into the head, or the third eye, and start to envision what your goal is going to look like, feel like, sound like, be like. And I want you to get really crystal clear about this. And for this, I encourage you to do SMART goals. SMART goals are specific ways that we can measure our achievements, test if they're realistic, and put a framework of time, like by what time you will be doing certain things. So I'm not going to go too in depth into SMART goals. I'm just going to quickly list them and get you to focus on what specifically that soul mission is going to look like. So the first acronym behind SMART is specific. So you need to get really specific about your soul mission. So for example, I know my specific goal is I want to help 1 million people achieve their soul mission. Now, M in SMART stands for measurable. How are you going to measure your progress? So for me, I will measure my progress in terms of how many people do go through my soul mission alignment program. Yeah, that's how I'm going to measure it. A is for achievable. So achievable means, can it be done? So for example, if you're a 70-year-old person and you think, yeah, my soul mission is to be an astronaut, it's a bit late. Really, there's a rigorous training method and program behind becoming an astronaut, and it's better to be for this to be done at a younger age. So it's not really achievable. So it's useful to test your goals out so that you free yourself up from any delusional images, which is very important in terms of nourishing your third eye. So R stands for realistic. Are your goals regarding your soul mission realistic? So for example, if I said, well, I want to help 1 million people in the next 3 months, that's not really realistic, because I know that I need a much more advanced technological infrastructure in place and a whole campaign to run adverts that's going to reach a lot more people. And that's coming, but it's not something that's necessarily in the pipeline for the next 3 months. So we need to be realistic about the steps to take. Many of us just rush to get from A to Z without actually going through the process of becoming the person that we need to become and having systems in place to achieve those goals. So it's part of the journey. All right, so T stands for time bound. So this means putting a time frame on achieving your goal. So for example, I would like to work with 12 people over the next 6 months using my soul mission alignment method. Okay, so I'm being very clear. It's 6 months. I've already tested it's a realistic achievement. So this gives you a framework within which to check how you're getting on in your soul mission, because periodically you want to check in and see, okay, how's it going? What adjustments do I need to make? All right, so the second step was very much stepping into the mind, into the third eye, to get clear on your goals. The third step is about embodying your soul mission. So this is very much getting into your body. So for this, I recommend that every morning you do a ritual that involves some kind of movement, whether it's walking, dancing to your favorite music, or some kind of physical activity where you imagine the goals that you created when I mentioned the previous step in your mind, in your third eye. You combine it with loving it, feeling it, and then you integrate it by embodying it. So in this physical activity, just for 5-10 minutes a day, I want you to move and act and pretend as if you've already reached your goal, you're feeling it, you're loving it, and this creates the vibration of matching you to your goal. But it also helps to focus you first thing in the morning on your number one priorities. And this will help to fuel you along when things don't quite go according to plan or life throws you challenges. I would say opportunities to learn and grow from these challenges. So the final step, which is part of the embodiment step, is take one small action every day towards fulfilling your soul mission. And we're not asking you to save the whole world in a whole day. That's not the aim. But break down your goals into smaller steps over a period of time, weeks, months, a year, and every day decide to take one small step, one action to moving forward, because action is required. And the forces out there who do not wish us to progress want us to stay in the energy of inertia, of inaction. So take action, little steps every day. So the purpose of all these steps is to train your heart, mind and body to align with your soul mission. And this is to create a balance between the spiritual realms, the heart realms and the physical realms. This is what's needed for manifestation. And now is a great time to be adopting this practice, because we're still in the new moon energies, and this is a great time for new beginnings and new cycles. A great technique to use for the next 6 months going forward. Will you try this over the next couple of weeks and let me know how you're getting on with this? You're welcome to drop me any questions through my website or through my Facebook or YouTube channels. I would love to hear how that's going. So I now want to make a special announcement. I am launching my Soul Mission Alignment Transformation Program in March. It will be beginning in March, and this is all about accelerating your alignment to your soul mission. So this is a limited spaces for people. It's just 6 people that I will be doing this transformation program with over the next couple of months. So it's a first come, first serve basis. If this resonates with you, please get in touch. I've put the link down below. So I hope you have learned something new and useful for your soul mission during this replay of the free Facebook webinar, How to Ignite Your Soul Mission. I welcome and enjoy all your comments. Much love. Take care. Bye-bye.